Thank you.
You are quite welcome. It's good to have you in our studio. We are blessed that you join us today to discuss issue of national concern. Elevated this to be national concern because the individual in question is the Speaker of the Republic of Liberia, His Honor, Richie Coon. So it's good to have you. As you said, Stanton, I want to tell my story. Folks home and abroad must hear me. And this is the People's Program. This is for all Liberian home and abroad. And we wouldn't have denied you any further, but to say, yes, you are welcome to join us. So thank you for joining us. And we'll be having a wonderful show.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, Damos Langer, one of the deputy managing director, the producer at Spoon Network, Nelson Colette, our reporter and producer here on Spoon Network. We have Councilor Kanyo Bagbala. Councilor is coming in with 2 live feed. Can we remove one diamond, please? Well, sure. We got Councilor Kanyo Bagbala is here as well. The rest of the guys will be joining us. But we want to give you the chance for the Liberian people to hear you. Why are you here today? Tell your story, and then we'll ask you some questions.
All right. I want to thank the Spoon family for inviting me on this platform, the biggest platform in the country, fighting for our country, trying to make things right. And I'm here today to explain my story because I've been very, very patient for over 10 years. And I went through a lot. And I'm not here to say Cecilia or Mrs. Coon versus another woman. That's not what I'm here for. I've been trying to get my divorce, and this man will not give me my divorce. So that's why I'm here to tell my story. I filed for Richie, I think 2012. But before then, he had been back and forth in the States because he's a professor at the University of Liberia at the time. So he will come visit the States and then he will go back. So I filed for him. I filed for his father. I filed for 4 people when I did the filing that time. One of my girlfriends and another person.
Can you go back a little bit before you get to the filing, though?
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about you and Richie, your engagement, your relationship, why you filed for him. Can we do that, please?
I filed for Richie because he was my boyfriend. And like I said, he had been going back and forth to the States through LU. Sometimes they would send him on conference or little training. And then he would come and then he would go back. So I filed for 4 people through the U.S. military because I served the U.S. military 16 years. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran. So I also filed for Richard's father, like I said, because his dad and my dad were like very, very good friends. So I know the family. Richard came to the States, and when I looked after maybe 1 or 2 weeks, Richard brought in another woman. I was living in Frederick, Maryland, 5792 Indian Cedar Court, Frederick, Maryland, USA. And before he brought the woman, he said, oh, my friend wife is supposed to come on the I-20 program. So she got nowhere to stay. And my friend asked me, you know, if we can lodge her. So I said, okay. So the lady came to the house, Gifty Fakai, and both of them live in the house. You know, I will go to work. You know, when you come, you don't have papers to work. So you stay home. So after some time, I started seeing the woman, you know, her stomach started protruding. So I said, oh, Rachel, the woman pregnant? Then he said, yeah, her husband supposed to be coming. Then I said, okay. I too have my 2 boys in the house. Maybe they were about, the other one maybe were about 5 or 6 years old, and the other one about, I would say 11, 12 at the time. Single mom. So we're all there. And then after a while, you know, I was in a townhome where it was like 2 stories and 2 other people in the house. So I decided there were 3 bedrooms. So Rachel and I were in one room, the woman in one room. The basement was my other son, and then the other room, my other son. But my kids were on boarding school. Gerard College. So they just used to come home, like, on the weekend. So I would leave them there, go to work. They're using current, they're using everything you can think about. I'm paying the bills. Because at the time, Rachel did not have document to work. So they decided to move to West Virginia. I got a 3-level townhome, so everybody can be okay. So I moved there. They moved there with me. He moved there again with the lady. Said the lady husband will soon be coming. By the time the woman is nearing delivery, so the baby was born in my house. All this thing I did not even know until immigration. I got the papers here at immigration. I don't know, they put FBI, whatever they put behind him. They chronicle every step that he took. So when Richard got his work permit, well, the first thing, then later on came the green card. Everything went fast. Like I said, we the military, we have different land that we file for people. And you have to have a good income, to even bring somebody to the States. So everything was okay. He got his paper like quick. So Richard got a green card and a work permit. He said, oh, this lady, she got an aunt in Rhode Island. So she want to be with the aunt. So when the husband comes, and she already had a baby, then, they will move there. So I said, okay. He said, but I would take them there, and I will come back. So Richard went over there, stay for some time. The address is 144 something. Is all in this immigration document that I came to find out later on. So they moved there. Then he called me and said, oh, I think I will find a job over here. I think they're paying better over here in Rhode Island. Pawtucket was the city. So he was there. Before I moved to West Virginia, when I filed for Rachel and Rachel came, Rachel's son died. It was like a mysterious death. The school went on a trip. The labor left in the water of everybody. So, at the time, I didn't think anything of it. He came back home. He had a first wife here in Liberia, who he divorced before he married me. While we were in Frederick was when Rachel proposed marriage to me. We were sitting there on the deck. And he said, oh, instead of me going back and forth, why not we just get married? That way I can just stay. So I said, no problem. When he came to bury his son, wherever, he came back with his divorce paper. Because no man should come to you and you don't ask him for divorce paper. So I saw the divorce paper with the red seal, dated, I think, June 2015. The date is in this paper. We got married. We got married on July 29, 2015. Rachel's birthday is July 27. And we're trying to get married on her birthday, but because, you have to apply and the people give you what available. So we got married in Delaware County, July 29, 2015. So we've been married for over 10 years. So we moved down to West Virginia. He fast forward, he went down to the Rhode Island. He was coming back and forth. So now he decided, he will handle all the immigration papers. I'm busy with my job. I'm busy with the military. At the same time, I'm busy with the CDC campaign. At the time, I was the DMV chapter for the CDC. We're busy about, moving the 10 Unity Party to put in a new government. So I'm busy. I'm back and forth. He handling all these papers. When I look, he started changing addresses. And one at a time, he said, oh, I want to go to Massachusetts. My cousin is coming. So I said, okay, so Rachel went to Massachusetts. What happened there? What ain't happened there? Apparently, maybe he met somebody there. Rachel changed the address of our house with immigration for all the documents to be going over there. I didn't know. So he had his work permit, he had his green card. The next thing, fast forward 2021, I started my campaign to run for representative in District 17, Montserrat County. So I used to go to Liberia, come back and forth. So Rachel has switched everything. He said, oh, I ran before, I didn't win, I'm trying to run. I said, okay. So he ran in 2017. He won his bid. Through me, he was able to be financially equipped. And he used to come and go, come and go. So if you look at one of the immigration papers, you even see Representative Kuhn, you know, where the people address letter to him. I have filed for the children, the first wife children. We did a DNA. None was for him. And so Rachel was in Liberia. I used to come and go all the time. Then, to my surprise, he said, oh, the mother died. 5 people died in the house. So I said, well, how come? His mother, his brother, his sister, another neighbor, daughter or son. So I said, how come? So I was able to send money for all of them here too. At the time, everybody was sorry. At the time, we did not know Rachel killed these people. At the time, it didn't even occur to me that Rachel killed these people. Rachel used to go to Nigeria back and forth, back and forth. Rachel is a Nigerian. Rachel is not a Liberian. I will tell the world today, I will tell the Liberian people that Rachel Namwekun, your speaker, is not a Liberian, but rather a Nigerian. Here is his birth certificate. On the birth certificate, his mother name is Miss Lucky, but on here he put Kun to make it look like, you know, his dad married the mother. On our marriage certificate, which I looked at, he got his mother real name there already. That will just show you some of the fraudulent things that he been doing. When I say for Rachel's father, because of the close relationship with my own family, this is my own birth certificate. My mother, father names are on there. But they are in the United States. When I traveled to the United States, I took my mom and my dad. They are still alive. So the 5 people died mysteriously. During the 2023 election, when he and countrymen were going back and forth, and then the people started accusing him or considered good, I guess, were running to in our district 11. And then they started, you know, accusing him. They said, but you kill your mother just for power. So then I started to think. I said, it might be because how come all of a sudden his son died, he became representative, his mom died, you know, he running for office, all these things. He goes to Nigeria, you know, so much. Like he has sold his soul to the devil. Okay, and he's not a Liberian. When I sent for his dad told me, say, oh, when I met the mother, you know, the woman, like, you know, just in that time, she said she's pregnant. So I'm not sure is they born for me. You know, the woman is a Nigerian woman. She came from Nigeria. So that was the situation.
So, madam, sorry to interrupt you. What's your, how you pronounce your Paul? Is that Kepor or Paul?
In Liberia, is Paul, is the Johnny Paul family. Okay. In America, you know, they say Kepor. So you write the way you pronounce it.
So you mind if I call you Mistress Kuhn, right?
Yes, I'm Mistress Kuhn, the original.
Okay, so let's get back into some of the question. I don't want to take the time to talk whether he's a Nigerian or he's not, right? You can say that. I don't want to, you know, say he killed his family, his mom, his father. We got nothing to prove. You, the West, you can say that. But I want us to get back to you and Richard Kuhn. You met Richard Kuhn, the speaker, Richard Kuhn, in Liberia. Are you related to him? There's this information that you and Richard Kuhn have sisters and brother, or 4 sisters and brother. Do you have any, with exception of the marriage, right? You have any relationship, you know, siblings relationship with Richard Kuhn?
I'm not related to Richard. Richard lies a lot, and all his lies will come out today. I'm not related to Richard. When things happen, maybe he's saying it to the girls, you know, to make them say, okay, he's free or something, but I'm not nowhere related to Richard Kuhn. I'll show you my birth certificate. I'll show you his birth certificate. My parents are in the U.S. His parents are dead.
Your parents knew Richard's parents?
Yeah, they knew it. My father knew his dad. They were friends. And I got to know his family.
You guys grew up in the same community?
Not really. Not really, but my dad was friends with his father. And that's how I know, you know.
I want to go back because Richard is very adamant. He said you are his sister.
I want to be sister to a Nigerian man. And nowhere in my family I got Nigerian. Nowhere.
Did your dad or your mother had a family relationship with Richard Coon's father or mother?
If my dad had family relationship with Richard,
your dad or your mother had a relationship.
My father was friends with his dad. They were friends.
Friends, or Kanyo, your finger is disturbing us. You want to put the phone down and do that, Kanyo, please? If you do that with your finger, you are live and it's distracting, please. So my issue is that what I'm saying to you, Kanyo, you are distracting us with your finger. I don't know what they put you in the back that you work on that problem. What I'm saying to you is that your father or your mother had any relationship, family relationship with Richard Coon's father or mother?
No, they are not related.
Okay. So this thing about you being his half sister or his sister or his cousin,
nope.
It's not true.
It's not true.
Okay, so how you guys got into the relationship?
We met at the University of Liberia. He's very, very smart when it comes to accounting. We did a class together, and he kind of helped me, you know, with my work, with my school work.
Okay, and he helped you with your school work. Let's just go into it, and you guys kick off when?
And then the war came. Everybody went their way. Everybody went their way. Like I said, the university, after things settled, they used to send him for training, and we got connected. And then, you know, we started going out.
Maybe we'll understand you better. You and Richard Coon were in the university and prior to the war, correct?
Yes.
The war came, everybody fled for their life. And you found yourself here in America?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How did you get back to Richard Coon? How you guys reconnected?
We reconnected because Richard came to the States. He phoned me. I know how he phoned me. The university sent him to, I think, South Dakota. And when he found out I was in upstate New York, instead of going there, he put that he was coming to me. And at that time, the people even denied him. They said, if you say you're going to school or for a school program, why are you going to upstate New York? So true friends. But I know he found me, and he used to always come to the States, and we'd be together.
Let me go back on that. Richard Coon used your address to come to America the first time?
No. The university, I think they sent him to either South Dakota for training. And then he wanted to come to me before going there. So probably he didn't know that when you say they sent for you to go somewhere, that's where you're supposed to go. But then he was in contact with me, and he put my address that he wanted to come and visit first, you know, before going.
So you gave Richard your address?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then Richard came to America. He met you, and you guys kick it off?
Yeah. And then he proposed marriage. He proposed marriage in 2015. I sent for him in 2012. He came around 2013.
So let's slow down. How long it took you and Richard before he proposed to you?
I would say about 2 years.
Okay, you guys went back and forth for 2 years.
Yeah, you went back and forth on the university program, going back and forth on visitor visa.
Okay, so then he proposed to you. You sent for him, or
then in 2012, I wrote for him to come because he used to go back because you know he was not like a permanent resident, so going back visitor visa. So 2012, I wrote for him, like I said, 4 people I wrote for. And then he came for some kind of training. Then he went back. And then when he came now, he stayed.
Let's understand, and we're bringing Kanye and the rest of the guys. Let me understand. Richard Coon had an opportunity to come and go, correct?
Yes.
You had nothing to do with that.
Yes. At the time, yes.
At the time. But you sent for Richard Coon before he proposed to you, or he proposed to you, he went back to Liberia, then he came back. I'm trying to get it clear.
I wrote for Richard to come to the States, and while we live in Frederick, one day on the deck, Richard said, but why we can just get married? I'm going back and forth. The university sending me, I'm going back and forth. But then I did not know that all this time Richard was coming, he had been trying to stay. This immigration paper that I have in my hands,
we will get there.
A chronicle everything that Richard had been coming. He been coming to apply for 485.
We have the paper. We have the paper. We'll get to that paper. We'll share it. Okay. But I want to understand. I really want to understand. You wrote immigration, or you wrote the embassy for Richard Kun to come. Can you tell us that story?
Yes, I wrote immigration, and Richard came to me, and Richard stayed. We got married July 29.
You wrote immigration that Richard should come visit, that Richard coming as your fiance, that Richard coming as your husband, Richard coming as your brother. What was the letter that you sent to the embassy or immigration, asking the immigration that Richard coming is coming on what visa?
I was graduating with my master's in health services administration that year, and I invited him to come for my graduation. So Richard was coming like as a family friend.
Okay, so he was coming just to attend the graduation ceremony.
Yes.
All right. Do you have a copy of that letter you sent immigration?
I can search for it. You know, it been a long time. I can look somewhere, but it's been a while.
Okay, and they granted Richard a visa.
1 year visa.
Okay, and then he came.
I'm in the military, so we have privileges.
You got special privilege, and to say this, let me put this up real quick. This is your olden time picture. That's you, right?
Yeah, that's me. Many years ago.
Maybe, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's you, and want to say thank you for your services to the great America, and congratulations to you. And then Richard came, and things started. Let me bring the other guys. I got tons of questions I put down. I'm going to bring in Councilor Ballard. Welcome to the show, Kev Hassan. Emmanuel George, it's good to see you. More folks joining us today. Folks, share the show. We will get into this story. We will know actually whether Richard Kun will respond or not, but we want to hear the truth because he is the Speaker of the Republic of Liberia. We are not discussing Mandela Cooper. I got nothing on Mandela Cooper. What you want to do. We are discussing Richard Kun. Councilor, let's